Data blobs are simply some blob, like that's what we call, like in computer science, just basically some object that we don't exactly define what it contains. From the Ethereum point of view, it's just data. It could be anything. You could post your NFT picture on there. You could post anything you want. But what we expect the major usage is going to be is rollups posting their transaction packages. And it doesn't actually simplify the developer experience. It actually makes it slightly more complicated because now you have to think about those blobs. But in return, you get much cheaper access to this data layer.
In layman terms, they're literally a blob, like a binary large object, something that holds onto data for you, something that you can encode your intentions in. It's completely opaque to the Ethereum execution layer. So it's not something that goes through the EVM. It's not something that the EVM even has direct access to. Like there's no reading of blob data, there's proving of blob data. So rather than putting the full blob into the execution, instead we only expose the hash of the commitment of the blob.
What they do is the rollup gets a commitment, so some form of like compressed version of this blob, and gets the guarantee that this data was actually accessible by anyone who wanted to at the time when it was posted.
Now what blob data does, the new type of resource that 484 introduces, is specialize by retaining the data only for a limited amount of time, as well as not forcing it through the EVM, but rather keeping it entirely separate. And so now it's a consensus layer responsibility to hold on to the data and serve it to rollups, rather than on the execution layer.